Welcome to In Your City Show. Wow, what a cool place we're at today to do this show.
And it really is a hidden gem, no pun intended, because...
Yeah, I couldn't find it on my MapQuest.
What's the name of it?
Carbon.
Carbon, and you see the carbon, the diamonds, you know, it's like...
Yeah, it's super, super cool.
Yeah.
So we're here in Clayton, Missouri on Bonham Road. So if you're familiar with Clayton, if you're from Missouri, you're going to know where this place is. It's a membership club, and we're going to find out throughout the show more about the location, which is, gosh, has it already been a year that it's been here?
I think so, yeah.
We'll find out and make sure on that too. So In Your City Show is a show that actually we've got a brand new vibe that's going. I think it's a little sexy, don't you?
We've got a lot of exciting news on this show to share. Yes.
Yeah, it is. We are between our magazines that we own, which is Clayton, Chesterfield, and St. Charles City Lifestyle magazines that go out to 45,000 of the most affluent homes every single month. We are storytellers. That's what we are. And we really wanted to bring a mixture of relationship, whether it be in your business, at home, with your friends, your family, and a mixture of, I guess, I don't know, fun, excitement, energy, blending that all together,
yes.
Telling stories that go on in your city. That's what we're all about.
We love telling stories. So many people that have the untold story.
Yeah,
you know?
And sometimes we're the first to tell it, which is super exciting.
Yes.
There's been some really amazing aftermath of stories that we've shared that have made it all the way to the Today Show.
Today Show, Grace Strobel, one of our favorite
We can't ever
stories
quit talking about her. We love her. So welcome to the happy hour. And our hot spot, of course, is Carbon. And I want to make sure that we get our question, because we do a question of the day. But the question is, you've just walked in to an exclusive members-only lounge. What cocktail are you ordering to enjoy or maybe impress? What would you order, Gordon?
Well, to impress?
Or, well, to enjoy or to impress, to be part of the vibe.
I've always been the old-fashioned guy. I like the
Do you like it
old-fashioned because
smoked
I'm a little bit old-fashioned. You know what I mean? So it kind of
in
fits
some
me.
ways.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. You know, as I get older, I just kind of like to stay back in the old-fashioned days.
Something about putting the word old. Is there another word we could come up with? An old-fashioned, new-fashioned with a bit of past with it? Maybe something like that rather than say the old.
I'm okay. As you get older, it's okay to get older.
So I just learned, because I love old-fashions too. I don't like them smoked like you do, but
it just looks cool with the smoke coming off the top.
I like it better with a bullet rye, rather than a regular whiskey in the old-fashioned, which it does make a difference in the taste.
It does.
And I couldn't believe that we tried an old-fashioned before that was made with vodka, which is crazy. I've never had that.
Yeah, it was right here.
Yeah, it was a spritzer type feel, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word or not. So we had an amazing event. Got to mention our Karaoke for Wishes. It was quite incredible at the Marquee in Newtown. What a turnout we had. The singers were phenomenal. You're an amazing singer.
Oh,
everybody is
so
quite impressed by
biased,
your voice.
I think, yeah.
No, not at all. In fact, you are going to fall over when I tell you after the show, the text message I got from my niece. They would like you to do a little Mike Bublé, how do you say it?
Michael Bublé?
Bublé for something. So you're going to probably, I'm not sure, maybe run and hide after that. But okay, so I've got to let you know about the perfect Easter gift. So is this not cool or what?
Did you mention about the karaoke? Did you say we raised enough money?
Oh,
to grant
you know what? I feel like I was talking to our guest that's going to be on the show and telling her so much about it. I don't know if I actually finished.
One of the coolest things is we raised enough money to actually grant a child a wish.
That's the coolest part.
That was
our goal, our huge goal.
And that's what it was all about. It wasn't about who was the star that night.
Actually, Skylar was
the star.
She is the wish child that came to the event. And we did not know that she was going to be singing. It was so impromptu. And her mom said, Skylar wants to sing. And I go, you do? And she said, yes. And she sang Happy. And I mean, she sang that song like a champ.
She did.
Oh, she
had it down.
And everyone was just going crazy watching her. It made me cry.
What was even more impressive was that was not her first song choice, because I don't think we had her first song choice.
No.
And she switched it to Happy, and she still knocked it out of the park.
But she had so much fun, she got back up and sang again.
Yeah.
And guess what she sang? Tequila.
Oh, Tequila.
She's 13.
She had the whole place up.
And everybody was screaming Tequila.
Yeah.
I was dancing. It was a great time. So I think we'll probably get sucked back into doing it again. It's a lot of work putting on an event.
Yes,
a lot of work, months and months and months, but totally worth it. Make-A-Wish said it was the best event they've ever had a third party put on before. They do their own. They didn't want to cut down their own, but I think ours was better than theirs too. I've been doing things for them for 30 years, so I think it is.
So let's hop on over to this
so
box.
Easter's coming up, all right?
Yes.
And Easter baskets, they're cute, right? But wouldn't you rather have this? I mean, look at this. So this is a company called Sugar Plum. So if you go to sugar-plum.com, this is the company. They do birthdays, of course. There's all kinds of things, different treat boxes that you can get. But you get these adorable individual boxes inside. And
Kelly's going to rip it apart.
sorry.
She's
but
like
look,
a 3-year-old on
oh
Christmas
my gosh.
Day.
So every single box
that's
has
cool.
a different candy, chocolates, pretzels, you name it. And we can kind of open up as we, move along. I don't want to open every single, one up, but
All right, what did you
aren't they
get?
precious?
gonna open
These
one.
are butterflies. Those look like little colorful blocks. Gordon's hoping that's going to be in one of them.
Chocolate eggs.
Okay, because
Yeah.
that's his deal is chocolate. So he's going to be trying to find all the chocolate. But then underneath it, it'll tell you what it is in each box and what they are. So isn't that super cool?
It's amazing.
I absolutely love it. So
Move this
what a
over,
great
otherwise we're gonna
Easter
get- there we go.
present. Just go to sugar-plum.com and you can order yourself a Easter box and make it simple, and you don't have to get all the little things all over, everywhere you're going. So, okay, so I got to ask, are you, obviously I know that you are, but a Cardinal fan.
Yeah.
And the opening
Even
season.
through the tough times.
Even through the
Yeah.
tough times. The opening season started, I was shocked. I didn't know, is this a thing that the
Okay.
first game that opened the season was in Tokyo? The Cubs, who were, of course, the World Series champs, beat the Cubs 4-1. Is that normal that because didn't we do that for football? They went to London or something like
They've been
that?
doing a lot for football. I think they may have had, my gosh, 4 or 5 games that were out of the country. It's great to introduce to other countries, and they really get into it. They pack the stadiums when they do it. So
Yeah.
I think it's really neat.
So on the opening day, there's going to be 28 teams, 28 teams and 14 games all in one day. That's a lot. That's an intense day of baseball. Okay, so there's one cool thing I want to make sure that I mention, and that's the Hollywood's Museum. So we're going to need to go out to LA. They have an iconic ride exhibit. So it's a drive-through time. And I know you love the Dukes of Hazzard, right?
I love all those old shows, yeah.
So Dukes of Hazzard, the Scooby-Doo mobile, which I absolutely
van,
love.
the
The
mystery
van,
machine.
yeah.
It was called the
All
mystery
intact,
machine.
all these, and Herbie's Love Bug will be there. This is a big deal. People are coming from all
I
over.
loved Herbie's Love Bug when it first came out when I was a
Didn't
kid.
you think it was real?
I did. I thought it was.
I wanted one. I wanted it to
alive.
talk to me. All right, so I've got a little game for you.
Uh-oh.
Let's see what you know. So sadly, George Foreman,
Oh, yes.
we all have one of his grills, don't we?
Yes.
Has passed away, which is what a great guy. He had the lean, mean, fat reducing grilling machine. That was his slogan, and that was
Some of that
famous.
stuff doesn't go together. Lean, mean, and
Yeah.
let's grill up
And he
some
wasn't
steaks.
exact. He was lean and mean at one time.
Yes,
he
he
got a little
was.
chunk there at times, but his grill master thinned him down though.
All right, what you got?
All right,
for
let's
me?
see if you know your slogans. The snack that smiles back.
The
Anybody?
snack that smiles back.
You guys know?
I'm going to go with Hostess Cupcakes.
Oh, that would be good, but it's goldfish.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
I know.
okay.
I guess they smile back. All right, the ultimate driving machine. I drive it.
BMW.
That was a good hint.
Dan gave it to me.
King of beers.
Oh, Budweiser.
Oh, that was fast. You got it. Is it in you?
My mind
This
went a
is
lot of places, but I'm not going to say
This
it.
is a PG show, Gordon.
Oh, is it in you?
Is it in you? Anybody know? Okay.
I have no
Gatorade.
idea. Gatorade, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know. The quicker picker upper.
Bounty paper towels.
You're killing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't live life without it. But if you live with it, it will cost you every month.
Some type of television.
No, American Express.
American Express. Oh, if you live with it, it'll cost you.
Every
true.
month with interest.
Don't leave home without it.
All right. The happiest place on earth.
Disneyland.
Oh, you almost tied with each other. You did pretty good, actually. I'm proud of you. So we got a great show coming up, and want to make sure that can't wait to meet Rainie Howard.
Yes.
She is waiting to talk about her book. This woman is like, she's got it going on. 9-time best-selling author, CEO of a multi-million-dollar publishing company. We can borrow money from her. And has touched lives of millions through her transformative teachings on relationships. Donn Sorensen, cool guy. The owner is here. He is the owner, one of the owners of Carbon Membership Club. He's going to show us what this experience is all about, this fabulous dining experience, the cigar lounge. We're going to talk about that. And then I am excited, the Carbon's very own Michelin star chef, which I have not got to ask how to pronounce his name yet. So Gian Nicola Colucci. And I don't even know if that was right.
He's a 3-star Michelin
He's
star
incredible. We've
chef,
tasted his food, but I haven't asked how to say his name out loud.
He's going to prepare some for us.
Yes, so we're going to see that. And we're going to get a taste of Gordon's Soul String, so that's cool as well. He is going to be with the music legend Pat Liston.
From Mama's Pride.
Yeah, so of course, you're going to get just a taste of it on our show, but then you'll be able to go to inyourcityshow.com, watch the full version. And so there we go. So we're going to come back with Rainie Howard. We're going to talk to her, find out all that she has to give us, advice on relationship. There's some things that I picked up in her book that I can't wait to learn more about as well. So we'll be back with more here on In Your City Show at the beautiful, lovely, swanky, sexy Carbon right here in Clayton, Missouri. Well, we have our hot seat guest right now on In Your City Show, and it is Rainie Howard. And let me just tell you a little bit about her. She's a 9-time best-selling author, CEO of a multi-million-dollar publishing company, and has touched lives of millions through her transformative teachings on relationships. She empowers others to build impactful platforms. She shares the stories with the world. With over 17 years of experience, Rainie is also renowned keynote speaker, host of the Rainie Howard Show podcast. She has touched the lives, again, of millions, as we talked about. And her book I have with me right here, The Love Habit. Love is my favorite word. We have like that word all over our house.
Love, peace, and joy.
Yeah.
And the greatest of these is love.
And the greatest of these is love. Thank you for bringing that in. Welcome to the show, Rainie. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited
I appreciate
to be
you. Look
here.
lovely. I love the colors
you.
on you, and you have a different hairstyle every time I see you, which is fun. I'm the same. We look back at pictures of our years together. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've had a different hairstyle every year that I've known you, and even one a few different colors.
Doll. It's like this.
You have to switch it
I
up.
get
The
bored.
image
Guys get new
changes.
cars, I get a
Yeah.
new hairstyle. That's just the way it goes.
Right.
So 9-time best-selling, that means you have 9 books out there.
Yes.
When did you decide that you love to share?
So I had a dream to become an author years before I became an author. And I thought it was impossible because I'm like, I don't know any authors. I don't know where to start, how to do it. But I just remember one day just journaling and being in my quiet time, like, I would love to be an author one day. And I just began to get serious about it and just started researching. And so I learned about self-publishing and wrote my first book in 2015 and just went from there. It was really organic because it started with me building an audience through social media and talking about things that people could relate to, like relationships. One of my blog posts went viral after sharing about my anniversary with my husband at the time. I think we were because we got married pretty young. We were 21 when we got married. And so around the time I shared my anniversary post, people were like inspired. The post went viral and people was like asking relationship questions and like, wow, you're giving me hope, you know. And
that's what I'm looking for. I'm like, what did I do with all my amazing questions I have to ask you?
And that's so funny you say
I'm
that.
like,
It's like we
I
just
mean-
kind of got married young and jumped.
Yeah.
So relationships and having kids are kind of like the same. We just kind of jump into it without even knowing what we're really doing.
exactly. And
Yeah.
I really felt that way. And I didn't know it would. Now here we are. I'm going to date myself. We just celebrated 21 years.
We're way dated past you.
We celebrated 21 years of marriage. We have 2 college students, but yeah, starting off, you know, being young and trying to figure things out, you don't really know what you're doing, you know, and just learning how to have a healthy relationship and how to thrive in your life. And so people were inspired by it, and I just started connecting with more people, writing books, and build this community of people who wanted to grow in their lives. So.
And looking through your book, one of the things that I really liked about it is that you talked about you can become addicted to living a life you don't like. And I, since I read it, I thought about it so many times because I get really, and I get anxiety and I get.
I gotta take her back to one box at a time because
I do 20 boxes.
She starts stressing about things for 6 months down the road that she's got to do, and it's like.
But I'm working on them up until that 6 months that comes, and there's a lot happening, and you worry. I'm very empathetic, so I really take on a lot of energy from others and worry, and it's hard to kind of bring that down, and you can get in a habit. Habits can be great, habits can be really bad.
Yes.
And you get into a habit of breaking down all the time when something doesn't go your way, or you're, oh my gosh, just the simplest things of what am I going to wear, or my hair doesn't look right or something. And then you get put back in your humble place when you meet Skylar, at the Make-A-Wish, whose life is just, surgery after surgery, or things that she's going through. And it's like, oh, wow, really, I'm worrying about, what I'm going to wear, or, we worry about money, people, we worry about our kids. There's so many things that get in the way of life, and we start getting addicted to worrying about it.
Yes. And the patterns, one of the things that I noticed is I had a big issue with people pleasing. And I realized how it was affecting my relationships, whether it was coworkers, family, where I felt like I needed to get other people's approval.
Yes.
So I was addicted to people pleasing.
Oh yeah.
And it was a habit that I had to learn how to break free from, because it started to deplete me. I felt like I was losing myself. I was exhausted, and it was all about just serving other people. And I had to learn how to say, what is it that I want? And just started to focus more on my goals and the things that build more self-care in my life.
And social media doesn't help. It's like, how many likes did you get?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, nobody liked my post. It must be a bad one. Let me delete it. Because, that's...
Bring the dog in.
Or the baby. But we've been put in this world where we're in the spotlight all the time. And how do we keep that image or that going? That it's exhausting to worry about that. And in my case, I've been through, like many hardships, whether it was, my first marriage or losing everything in 2008 and all these things. And so I had to, that's the other that I really loved, reinvent.
Yeah.
Because you can't be afraid to reinvent yourself. You don't have to stay in that same boat, in that same place. It's okay to change. And you talk about getting out of situations, being able to see the manipulation. That's the thing. When you're manipulated, you don't see it. That's the whole point of the word, right?
Until you get away from it.
Then you're like, wow, how was I ever in that before? And someone will think, they'll look at you, you are one strong, badass woman. You're like thinking that. But we all have our own deep things, don't we? Yes. And people don't realize that we've fallen, or we're come short of things, or have been in angry moments, or been manipulated. And people think you have it all going on, and it's not always, the case. But it's okay to say you're not okay, and what you can do to get out of that, right?
Yeah, I think we are so committed to a certain identity. Sometimes you can be in the flow of life and you're like, this is who I am, this is what I do. But to reinvent yourself is to walk away from whatever you thought you were, that identity that's holding you back.
Yeah.
So just being able to recognize, wait a minute, this is keeping me in a place I don't want to be anymore. It's time for me to re-identify who I am and where I want to go and who I want to be. And so it's all about having a vision for yourself and for your future. And it really does take you stepping back, because sometimes we're too close to everything, and you got to turn down the noise. You got to cut off the social media sometimes. Sometimes some people in your life, you may, like if people are dealing with manipulation, or maybe just people who are pulling onto them or draining them of energy, just make some space in order to see, okay, this is who I am and this is where I want to go in my life, in order to reinvent yourself.
And we've been prepped and taught, don't you think, whether it's your job where you're working, especially a long time ago. Now people quit because it's sunny outside, but there was a time where people really stayed with companies and were really dedicated to one another, and you felt obligated to stay, to get that watch at 10 years, to get that, you know, to be in that place. And then the same with a marriage. Man, you get married, it's like, I mean, those are some heavy words. Death do you part. I always tease and say there should be 5-year contracts, because no one would be upset. You're like, oh, we're coming up to the end. I'm done. Or oh, I want to renew. You know, so we just had our 5-year and I renewed.
18-month opt-out on this?
So, but we grow up in these times, especially our, you know, age, that you have to stay committed and you have to stay where you're at and you have to stay in that marriage or stay in that job. And it causes so much damage internally and physically and mentally, depending on, you know, the relationship, you know, that you're in. And how do you see that? And how do you, I know you said to get quiet. Sometimes that's hard when there's so much bad noise going around you, but how do you see that and make that choice to walk away?
Yeah, you know, I always tell people, I always tell people that it's not about how many years you've been in a marriage. It's about the quality of the marriage. Because I've always been the kind of person where it's like, if this is toxic or if this is not work, listen, it's okay to get a divorce if that's just not for you, if it's unhealthy. And people endure some very toxic situations, and it's like, you don't have to go through that just to stay in a relationship.
But it's hard when you're manipulated, or it's hard when there's money or things that you have or children, to be able to make that choice, get
it's very hard. It's very hard.
I think it's probably super important. You've got to find somebody you can trust and have support. Right? Somebody that you can talk to that's really has, you know, your back, your care. What can someone get by reading your book? And it has so many great things in there, so many things that resonated with me. You know, tell us what they can get. Give us some relationship tips.
Yeah, well, I want to say one of the techniques in the book, The Love Habit, because it's a daily self-care practice to a happier life and healthier relationships. But one of the things is the acronym LOVE, LOVE, L for listen, learn to listen to your body, learn to pay attention to your mind, body, and spirit, learn about you. And O is to optimize, begin to create some type of plan that optimize what helps you to have a better mental health in your life, whether it's meditation or exercise or whatever that's best for you. And so you could find that out in the book. And then V is to validate yourself, because we often look for validation out of other people, just like we talked about with social media, looking for the likes. What do you think about me? But learn how to validate yourself based on your own personal goals. And then E is all about experiencing the life that you desire by just embracing each and every moment of now, where you are presently, instead of thinking so far in advance, but practice breathing in and breathing out and taking in where you are now.
That's such great advice. We're definitely sisters from another mister, because my when I was speaking in that, the word chocolate and all the letters had a word of what it meant. You know, you were chocolate, and then I also did love when I to the golf, and the I let people pick their own letters. That was what I did for that. But love is such chunk, so it's like we're so we're so meant to be friends. Yes. So I look forward to so much more. So the Love Habit, it is a daily self-care practices for happier life and healthier relationships. And it really, I want to say, it is truly possible, no matter how bad your life can get, that it is truly possible to have true love if you don't allow yourself to stay in a situation. Give yourself some time to breathe. And you can really find it. And when it comes to even reinventing yourself, that word, I just love it, because when things go wrong, you do have the ability to reinvent your life. You don't have to stay where you're at and who you are. And you're a prime example of that as well, and reinventing and finding out that you're an author, you know, and you never thought that was possible. And not only one book, but 9 best-selling. So that's incredible. I know that we have your information on the screen so that people can be able to get in touch with you, find out more. And tell them a little bit. So you wrote your books, but you also do speaking.
Yes. I am also a speaker, and I have a podcast as well. So I enjoy all of that, and just working with other people who want to grow as a business owner and an author, and how to turn your book into a business. Because a lot of people think that it just ends with the book, but there's so much more.
And I'm so excited to learn more too. We've got a meeting set up, so see where that goes. So Rainie Howard, thank you so much for being on the show with us and enlightening us and helping us to think more about our relationship and walk away from toxic mess and know that we can reinvent ourselves, and you just need to have some love in your life.
Yes. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed this.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We're going to be back. We are going to meet the owner, one of the owners of Carbon, Donn Sorensen, find out about this incredible place that we're at right now, Carbon Membership Club, which is fine dining. There's so much to it. We're going to let him talk about it more. So we'll be back with more, right, Jordan?
Be right back.
Well, as we've been talking about throughout the show, you know that we're at Carbon Membership Club. It is in the heart of Clayton, which is in Missouri, and this place is fabulous. We've been able to experience it ourselves, and we even came in one night, we were out and said, let's just stop in and get a drink, set up at the bar, and it was cool. So
yeah, I love it here.
We love it. So it's a complete experience. And now we're lucky enough to have 2 of the owners. Kelly Chase isn't with us right now. He's in the picture though, but we are going to talk to him personally. I think tomorrow we're going to meet with him. So, and I'm saying that, and it's going to be on the show. So that's kind of scratch
We'll be a
that.
part of this show.
So we have Gina Gamblin, and then we have Donn Sorensen, who we have known for quite some time. He actually was one of the handsome men on our cover a few years ago. Yeah, of our men's issues. So back at it again, but a different show.
Clean that picture up good enough. Amazing what you can do.
Wasn't probably the most beautiful backdrop that we've got going on in here, but we're sitting in the cigar lounge. Is that what you'd call this, a cigar lounge?
Yes, sure is. Mm-hmm.
Gina looked at me like, yeah, if you want to.
What would you call it, Gina?
Yeah.
I would call it the snack lounge.
Yes.
Now, see, I said that too.
He loves it.
I said not only are there cigars in here, but there's nostalgic candy too. Like from my day when I was a kid, the
candy cigarettes.
I lost it when I saw the
I
bubblegum cigar. I was like, that lasted me for an hour. I was like chomping on that.
So I can have a candy cigar, or while everyone else has the real one in here.
Well, you can do just about anything at Carbon.
So when you come in, there's a gorgeous bar. You've got the restaurant and dining, kind of 2 different areas there. And then, of course, you come back here and there's a private cigar lounge that we're sitting in right now. Tell us about the room that we're sitting in right now. The experience that you have when you're in here. I see boxes on the wall, which tells me people have their own private cigar box.
That's right. So the whole club is private, not just the cigar lounge that we're sitting in right now. But this is a place, after dinner gets popular, our members come in here and have the cigar of their own that they enjoy. And of course you can see all the TV, so whenever the sport's on or anything like that, our members come in and enjoy that.
So, okay, so we're sitting in the cigar lounge. It's absolutely gorgeous. Love that. Whose idea was it to put the candy and that in here?
Gina's, of course. All the good ideas are Gina's.
All the good ideas are Gina's.
So the 3 of you have known each other a long time. How did you come together?
So I've known Kelly since the day I moved here 16, 17 years ago. We met like that day I moved here and hit it off and became close buddies. And Gina, I think we met just maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Kelly introduced us.
And just started thought about this idea to bring something that's private rather than just an open restaurant that you come in. Why did you choose to make a members only club versus opening up a restaurant?
So first, everyone needs to know that our dearest friend Kelly, this is his vision. It's been in his mind for a long time. All the elements are from Kelly, been improved on by Gina. I'm just
Finishing touches?
But this is all, the elements of his live out every day in here.
And he had this dream and said, hey, do you guys want to be part of this? And so the experience is a membership club. So when someone comes in here, they can bring a guest with them, but you need to be with a member to be here. What kind of experience does that mean? By being a member, what does that, I see we have your beautiful newsletter that comes out that talks about piano night Wednesdays. You do a brunch on Sunday. We came for a special Valentine's night
Masters
dinner.
tournament days coming up the 11th. Yeah,
Friday.
So I'm going to make a
Play
date.
hooky.
I'm going to be here for that. Yeah, absolutely.
There's even now this one. I just want to make sure I understand. The Home and Motors isn't exactly at this location, or
It is. It'll be
it
held
is at this
outside.
location.
So
Okay.
my understanding is you guys block the streets off and the cars come in. Yes.
Okay, Carbon. You actually get to block the street. So who's got the clout to block a
Speaking of
street off?
Speaking of a great experience, we have Shane coming in here with a couple of our
Oh,
special.
it is happy hour.
I'd like to add 3 awards
Yeah.
that Kelly brought this club together, and the 3 awards were, it's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone.
Yep.
It's it, and that kind of helps to explain and lead us into the experience even more so. So, okay, is this the French or
French 75.
French 75? So I am so excited to try this. So we put a question out on Facebook, which I will ask you all as well. If you were to walk into a swanky, elegant, sexy membership club like Carbon, what would you order to enjoy, or maybe you would order it to impress? What would it be? I think you ordered it.
My favorite is tequila
Thank you,
with
sir.
a tad touch of water.
And is that what you have right there?
It is, yeah.
So you're going to be a little quiet now. By the end, she's going to be talking.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
you
Cheers
go.
to the world of you guys.
Oh,
Cheers.
thank you. Cheers to
Cheers.
Kelly. You can't be with the
Now,
lovely
I have to
lady
tell
on
you a
here.
little secret. You need to pick somebody's eyes. And when you say cheers,
You gotta look.
You gotta look in the
eye
eyes.
when you say
I'll look.
cheers.
Gordon in your
Don,
eyes every day
well-
of the week.
if you don't, you'll have 7 years of bad sex.
Oh my gosh, she didn't have to say that.
It's true. I was told by a wise old person. So
That looks like we're having a
I'm
good
not going
time.
to. I am not taking.
Time for me to go.
It does not mean you have to be with Gordon. It just means you don't want to have bad sex, right?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I
Nobody
share that
does.
information.
Okay.
And you have to drink.
Yeah, and something I'm going to ask Kelly when I see him, and when we put him on the segment, is that one thing I really love what Kelly said was that even though this is a private club, everyone's accepted. Doesn't matter. If you're a club member, you can walk in here in your work boots if you have to and if you want to, and as long as you're not a what,
An asshole.
then you fit right in. You're
We got
good to
one
go.
simple rule.
You can't be an asshole.
Be a good human.
That's
Yeah.
a
Be a good
that's a
human.
really good rule.
Yeah, I love
so,
that.
and I guess with the private too, also you have the ability to have that privacy that you want as well. You know, that people aren't coming around you, and you know sometimes you don't want to be bothered when you're having a moment or some time. You want to be able to have that quiet or that private time with that person or yourself if you're by yourself. You know.
Kelly likes to say it as like-minded people. That's what we want in here. There's no big interview process or anything like that. It is, we want like-minded people, whether they be business leaders, community leaders, religious leaders, sports figures. You just have to want to be with everybody and get along.
Yeah.
You can find out some of them.
We
if you
need more
look
of
at the
that in this
boxes.
world, don't we? Just
Yes,
people
sir.
getting along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
Well,
it.
the perfect combination between privacy and exclusivity and social.
The three between those being
Absolutely.
part of the club and that.
Yeah.
How long has it been now that it's been here?
We're 2 years in.
2 years. I couldn't remember
years,
what it
yeah.
was. Wow, already 2 years. That's quite incredible. How long was the process getting in and getting it finished?
A long time.
A long time.
I wish I don't remember. I don't even remember. I remember talking to Kelly about it over the years. I don't remember when it was when he said, "Hey, you guys want to join me?" But it's been a long time in coming. This has been in his mind for a long time. And then
Yeah.
construction, of course, takes way too long.
Yeah, always.
It never goes on time.
Yeah.
Always does. What has been enlightening or, I don't know, exciting, or how do you feel being an owner of something so exclusive and unique to the city, to the state?
I love it. I love the combination of networking, and when someone comes in, they think that they don't know everyone else, but soon after that, you see them high-fiving and hugging, and pretty much everybody. It's just a family, and everyone knows everyone's name, and it's just like a big family reunion. So
Yeah.
it's really awesome.
What made you bring in the events? Where was that? Is that Kelly idea? Is that good marketing to bring in the social events, which that does bring people together?
Well, I think everyone likes a party, right? But it was a difficult find for us to stay exclusive, but yet to bring others in. So it's a really fine line there, and we find that the members want non-members in, and we need to let other people know that there are opportunities to join our club and see how cool it is. So we just thought every once in a while we'd let everyone in, although it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
I love. I think you said,
That might be the
it's
quote
not
of the
for
day right
everyone.
there.
The quote of the
Actually,
day.
love that.
Kelly does have a shirt that says that. So
But
I'm
it's-
not for everyone.
I'm not for
and
everyone.
He wears that in the hospital room.
Way to lighten up everything, right?
I hope he's wearing it when I see him.
So let me make sure I understand. So some of these social events that you have, they are open, some of them, to be able to have outside individuals come and experience the
The
club.
member invites you, yes.
The member invites you. Okay, I just want to make sure we're clear on that. We don't want to think that just because you're having the Carbon Car Show, that means that.
Well, of course, that's outside. We closed down this whole street for it. People do wander around, and on that one, it's not as exclusive. People can come through and see all the beautiful cars.
What's been one of your most memorable experiences or memory of the restaurant since it's been open? I'm sure there's several, but what's something that really stands out to you that's happened here?
That's a great question, I think, but it's an impossible for me. I think every day I come in here, I'm just blessed. As Gina said, this is, I take incredible pride in being involved in this with Kelly and Gina and what we've created. And I love every day. Sorry, it's a cop-out answer.
No.
I love every day coming in here and seeing the smiles on our members' face and their desks. And they're
Yeah.
enjoying great, unbelievable service. Our service people are really dedicated and love the place and love our members. Gianni, who you're going to enjoy some great food here in a
Just
moment.
coming up. Yep.
Michelin 3-star chef. Our food here is amazing. And the drinks are incredible. All
They
of our
are that.
people are passionate. Shane, who you know, you come in here more than twice and you're his best friend.
Aw,
It's remarkable.
That is
to be in here.
that is so true. It's like we've been in here a few times since we became members, and it's just that feeling of like when you walk in, you're just accepted immediately, and you're felt like family.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's true.
feels like
that's a good
family.
feeling. What is your favorite dish? Do you have a favorite go-to when you're here that you love?
My favorite is the pea soup.
Really?
Yes.
Never would
I
have
wasn't
thought that would have. I didn't see that coming at all, Gina.
That's the 3-year-old that question.
I act like I'm 3 and I don't even know we had pizza.
No, Gianni's amazing. So whether it's on the menu or off the menu, he's always striving to make you happy.
Yeah.
It's almost like he can read your face and he just wants to serve you.
Let me say the cheesecake that I had the night, Valentine night, was
It was the heart.
I was
for
making funny
Valentine's.
faces, I'm
that
sure.
Cut in half heart.
Yeah.
Each person got a
my steak was
side.
sensational as well. What
What
do
I
you?
really wish everyone would appreciate is everything is made here. The croutons are made here. Everything is made by Johnny and our great chefs here.
Do you have a favorite?
I'm gonna not answer your question again.
He's doing it
I love-
again.
Everything.
I love everything.
Oh,
And
he's
look at
every-
me.
he's-
It looks like I do too. And she pointed to
I
my
love
table.
everybody.
You really
Everybody's
just do
my
that?
She just
everybody's
like that. Look, he enjoys everything.
everybody's my friend.
Wow.
I love everyone.
I love it.
Sorry.
She calls me out on it. Look at him. Looks like
She
he
can
likes
do
it.
that when she looks like that. It's
What do the
okay.
kids say to Tommy Boy? Hey, Gilligan, did you eat the skipper?
Are you saying
No,
that?
not
Donnie's
him.
a
I'm just
skipper?
saying that. No,
Yeah, look in the mirror there, pal.
I know.
He's gonna go home and run now.
That's why we wear sport coats.
So if someone is interested and they want to be part of Carbon, maybe they want to just see what it is, do they call, do they ask for a tour, sit down and talk with somebody? How does the process work if you're interested in being part of Carbon?
On our website, there is a interested in becoming a member, and there's
Okay.
a little form that you can fill out, and we'll review.
It's just a little form.
See if you're a
Yeah.
good fit.
And yeah, because not everyone is.
Not everyone.
Oh, I want to get in. That's going to make me try harder, right?
Yeah,
we
it's
are
Up to
in.
any member or any of us.
Yeah.
And we'll coordinate an opportunity for you to come and see it and experience it and see if it's for you.
Don't be an asshole, and you can be here.
Well,
Just be good company.
I'm ready to try some
you
food.
ready?
I'm ready to try some food.
All right, so Gina Gamblin, of course, Donn Sorensen, Kelly Chase, we wish was sitting here with us, but we'll add a little Kelly to the show. Don't worry, you can see his picture. I'm sure there's probably not too many people that don't know who Kelly Chase is, right? And he is the vision. He's the man behind this, and this has been a dream of his for a long time. So we are glad to have it as our scenery of the show, to be able to be here, talk about it, and to experience it for ourselves. So Carbon Membership Club, again, in Clayton, check it out. You'll be able to check that out for yourself. So Gina, Donn, thank you so much for sitting down, having a little cocktail with us. And now we're going to come back. I said, how do I say your name? Gian.
You gotta have a little.
Oh, you don't add the whole into it.
it's Gianni.
Colucci, yeah, he's from northern Italy, and so is my family. So we had a little bit to talk about before the show started. So thank you so much for spending some time with us, and we absolutely
we're
love it.
grateful for you guys in our community, and we're grateful for you guys being members.
Oh, we love it. We are
We're
grateful as well.
You are great
Very much.
leaders in our community, and we love how you promote.
Thank you. Clip that. Just clip that and just put it the whole entire show what Donn said, all right? And then we'll clip and put what Gina and Kelly say. It's not for everyone. Thanks so much. All right, we'll be right back with Gian Nicola Colucci, Michelin star chef.
Kelly Chase built his reputation on resilience, and as a fan favorite with the St. Louis Blues, he was known for his grit, determination, and unwavering loyalty to his teammates. Off the ice, that same toughness was fueled with success as a businessman, including his exclusive members-only club that has thrived for the past 2 years. But today, Kelly is facing a very different kind of fight, one that demands every ounce of strength he has. I'm sitting here with him in the hospital, and Kelly, taking on cancer with the same tenacity that you did on the ice. I want to ask you today, it's like, how's everything going with you so far with your fight with this cancer?
Yeah, it's funny because just like every fight, it's a different kind of a different strength and a different kind of a battle, but I'm doing relatively well. I got hit a little bit with the graft host disease that comes after a bone marrow match. And it slowed me down. It was something that wasn't really in the script for me. But again, like you said, you have to go in and with a mentality that you're going to get better. The process is long, and it's hard for some people to understand it, and me included, because I want things done now. Like I'm a let's get going kind of guy, but I've been very fortunate to be at Siteman's, where I think they have the best doctors in the world, and feel like, hey, it's just part of another little journey I'm going to have to take before I get back on path.
Yeah. Through all the challenges, one thing that's remained with you, and it's been a constant, is your passion for building something special. And we're talking about Carbon Members Club. That's something that's special and dear to your heart. What inspired you to open Carbon Members Club?
A couple different things. I worked for Discovery Land Company, which is a very exclusive club and company. And the one thing that I liked the most about it was how casual it was and how sincere people were. And you didn't have to put on $1,000 suit to fit in, and you didn't have to, go through 9 interviews of people that are judging you on your character of the 20-minute interview. It was more of, I wanted to have a club where I thought anybody should fit in and have the opportunity to be in that exclusive club. And also, to coincide with what Gina was building with XO, I thought it would be a great play off of one another. Now, they're not matched together in the same proximity and location right now, but in the future, I would expect that we could do that. And the reason that's important is because I want like-minded people to be together. In St. Louis, you notice a big drop-off in a lot of areas where there's sort of a certain area where you wouldn't, I would never live over there, and then right next to it, that's a great area. And to me, in order to have any continuity, you have to have people that are like-minded thinkers, but also people that care. So I thought, well, what a great place. I've seen at Discovery, at Gaza Ranch in particular, where I work, you know, massive deals, business deals put together over a beer napkin. And I just thought if you could get young people, young entrepreneurs, older people that maybe have gone through their vision already and would like to help a young person, and they're sitting there having a drink, and the next thing you know, something good comes out of it for the city, then we've just made it a better place. So St. Louis having a massive airport that doesn't get used enough. There has to be solutions for stuff like that. And who are the young people that are going to solve those issues? And who are the people that are going to get down and talk about it and then do something about it and be active rather than, because it's very easy to say, you know, well, that problem will go away or they need to do something about it. Well, who's they? If you live in this city and you care about this city, then maybe you should have a hand in rebuilding some of the things that are slipping away. And so for me, that's kind of how I envisioned it, just people coming in, and then also not having an expensive price tag. You know, our cost plus 20% on our food. Yeah, we have an initiation fee, but if you come in and use the place, it's very likely that you're going to run into good people and you're going to like the atmosphere. You're certainly going to like the atmosphere, but you're going to like the pricing on it and go, you know what, let's just go to the club, it's easy.
You're right. And you know what? Me and Kelly, we just became members.
Yeah.
And we absolutely love it. And it's so true. We've been there 3 times since we become members.
Yeah.
And each time I met someone new. But it's just like the way everybody makes you feel, including your clients that are already members. They just make you feel like family, and you feel so good and so comfortable, and it's easy to communicate. I want to go back because one thing that really stood out to me, what you just said, was allowing young entrepreneurs, young guys that are starting out in business to come and be able to associate and learn things from older guys in business,
Right.
and make deals. Did any of that ever play a part in your life as a young hockey player where you had someone you looked up to that was a mentor or someone that you could be around that kind of made you feel the way you're trying to make these young entrepreneurs feel by being able to be around people that can be mentors to them?
Yeah, in '94, during the lockout, I was going through the process of getting my green card and trying to become naturalized as a citizen. And I was able to work, go do stuff with Anheuser-Busch. And I was able to go with Steve Merritt's group and Merritt's Travel and learn a little bit about them. And then I got into the real estate business as just kind of an internship with the Sansone Group. So that summer was filled with me learning different trades, knowing in the back of my head, like, I'm not a very good player, I'm not going to play forever. And I want to learn about some things that in business that could help me when I was done playing. Selfishly at the time, I was learning from me, I thought I was. Unselfishly now looking back, I think I've been able to transition fairly well into the community after playing because I understood more about St. Louis. I understood more about why we should drink Anheuser-Busch beer here, why we should, use our local people that have built businesses here because they're responsible for the growth of the city and the community. Hell, the whole awareness around here of it. So for me, that's sort of where it started. And then when I hear good ideas, look, I'd never been in a nail salon in my life, and Gina talked me into coming in, and and it was a charity event. It was strictly a charity event, and talked me into coming and and seeing this place of hers. And I didn't have to be in it very long to understand the business part of it, like how successful XO could be. But it was the team that was built around it, and it was the people that she had assembled to be a part of the group that made me go, wow, this is an impressive place. So getting involved in that while I had this idea of carbon in my head for the last 3 years, I think helped propel me into diving deeper into a business.
Yeah, and you know what you said earlier too, it's like exo and carbon, they're kind of a little mirror image of themselves together, because when you go in, they're both got this beautiful, which I don't know who designed both of them, but they both got this beautiful, huh?
I had some help.
I think, but they're just beautiful. They're exquisite. They're luxury, and it's hard to combine luxury and inviting at the same time sometimes, because some people see something that's so luxurious that they don't feel like it's going to be inviting, but that's not the case either with carbon or XO, because me and Kelly got the privilege of going to XO for the, what was it, the Japanese New Year?
Lunar New Year.
Lunar New Year. It was great, you know, and it's just the vibe and the atmosphere. It's so welcoming, and you look around and you see all kinds of people, you know, just enjoying it and having a good time. It's got an amazing med spa. We got to tour the med spa, which is amazing, but we also got to eat the food and have some great drinks. I had, what was the one that I had with all the bubbles coming out
Bubbling
of it?
berry.
Bubbling berry.
the
I saw
most
somebody else have it, and I'm a diva. So Kelly says she doesn't need a girlfriend because she's got me, because I go shopping with her. I drink girly drinks, and so we enjoyed it. We really had a good time. And you could actually take both of them, put them together, close together, and you would think they kind of go together, you know, because just the way you guys designed it, it's so classy.
They do. One big difference, exo's for everyone and carbon is not for everyone.
There you go. I always love it when you say
Exclusivity.
that. It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone. I'm not for
that's
everyone.
his
That's my line, is I'm not for everyone. But you know what I think, and Gina, you could talk about this too, but I think them mirror images of one another that you talked about, once they're side by side, it'll become, well, do you want to peek behind the curtain? Because this is what's behind the curtain. And, you know, we've got Gianni as our chef, who we think is world class. So not only you have a club against the club, one's a public and one's a private, but we also wanted to do the job of making sure that people understood it was their club, and they got, once we got to a certain head count, we didn't decide who the members were anymore. The members decided who the members were. So that way, if you wanted someone in, Joe Blow, to be in the club, okay. You know, Joe knows the rules from you. The responsibility is now on you to principal him. And that way we can kind of just step back and learn. Now, we may have made a mistake, I think, early on, maybe cutting the membership off a little shorter than we should have, but we wanted to make sure that we were able to deliver service.
Right.
And I think we've been able to do that now and prove to ourselves that that's the case. So we would love to see as many members as we could in there and create that. You talked about a vibe earlier, create that vibe, that feeling of, hey, it's a piano night, it's a big night, it's going to be fun.
I can't wait. We haven't been able to make piano night yet, but I want to do
Wednesdays,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's more a feel for creating that vibe, and that vibe might start at 10 o'clock on Thursday night. It might start at 4 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon. But you never know when the vibe's coming, and that's what we're trying to create. We just want people to come in there and enjoy themselves and have a good time, and bring their friends in there, and then their friends join. So that's sort of the whole premise of it.
Give me, this is for both of you. Give me, we'll start with Gina. Gina, give me a memorable moment or story from the club that stands out to you.
Well, I've had many memorable events there, but I think one was maybe a DJ for Melanie's birthday. And we had the DJ play until 4 a.m.
That was a party.
So
How about you, Chase?
You just can't do that just anywhere.
Definitely the Super Bowl. Went in there, just a few guys wanted to watch the game, and ended up being a great Super Bowl. And just hanging around in there and everybody getting that feel in the cigar room, like this is quite a place to watch the game. That and the Four Nations, the hockey Four Nations Cup was. Who
I was
knew
there
that
for the last championship. That was fun.
Who knew that it was that that game of all things was going to draw an audience that hockey had never seen before. So I think just finishing up the evening of the Super Bowl was probably the best.
Gina, this question is for you. If there's one thing you want people to know about Kelly, not just as a businessman, but as a person, what would it be?
Oh boy, don't tell. What an ass I am.
Well, I think anyone that knows Kelly knows that his honesty is one of the best things about him, and he knows who's great for the club and who's not, and he's not afraid to say you're a great fit and maybe you're not. So I think that's what keeps our club great.
Chaser, this one's for you. Just our last
Yeah.
question of the day.
Okay.
What message would you share with others who might be facing their own difficult fights right now?
Just, it's hard for me to say right now because I've been guilty of it, but just don't get married to the bed. Get up and get active as much as you can be active. Be active, and then just have a sense of, you have to have a sense of grit or determination or whatever. It's hard for a lot of people because they're by themselves and they don't have a lot of guests or visitors. But I think, you know, you have to believe in that you're going to get better and have that positive energy around you. And then get up every day and try and do a little bit of something just to make sure that you're keeping that edge, because you're going to have down times emotionally. And I try to have them when no one's around, because sometimes it's harder to show leadership if you're emotional. And it's okay to be emotional once in a while. My emotion used to be anger at all costs. There was no other, I didn't have any other emotion. And now I would say controlling your emotions, just putting them in the right box and letting them come out at the right time is the most important thing for anybody that has to go through it. Try and keep those emotions in check, and when you're going to have those bad days, try and have them by yourself.
Well, brother, you are an inspiration to all of us, and I appreciate both of your time today. And we can't wait for those of you who want to be a member at Carbon.
Come on
What
in.
do they got to do, Gina?
Just come on
Get
in.
by this one.
Honestly, just come
The
in.
gatekeeper.
Come in and just check it out and say, hey, I come in, I wanted to take a look at your place. I heard about it. I want to come in and take a look at it. And, you know, we've asked, in the history of it, I think we've only asked one person to leave, and a couple have moved out of town and said that it didn't work for them because they were moving, and
Yeah.
one close friend of mine, which I completely understand. So if you're asking me, just come in and check it out. You'll be amazed. And, you know, we're 30 or 40 members away from being in a spot where that vibe's there every night.
Yeah.
So come on in and be a part of it.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you both so much. I
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
Whew, we're like at the coolest part right now. So a Carbon, of course, here in Clayton, Missouri. We have Shane Doeppke. He is the mixologist here at Carbon, and he's the one who brought in. So a lot of people have commented that they love the French 75, which I had never heard of until asking people about their drinks. Tell us what's in this.
So French 75 is going to be a Tanqueray gin, or your choice of gin,
Okay.
lemon juice, and a sparkling wine.
You know what's funny? I'm not a gin person. This is, did you taste it?
I'm not a gin person
It is
at all.
fabulous. It's delicious. Isn't it great?
Yeah.
Yes, it's so good. Make sure you don't have grapefruit on your
Right.
on your face. It's fabulous. Okay, so
Perfect.
what else? Gordon has the old fashioned.
Yes.
Is that smoked or regular?
So that is just regular.
Okay.
Yep, regular bourbon. I use an Angel's Envy, a couple dashes of bitters, and then a demi syrup. Sounds made.
Super smooth.
Good.
Okay, and what else have you brought here? And of course, the chef is behind us right now. You can see a few dishes which he's going to talk about. He's back there preparing even more. So we thought we'd find out about the cocktails.
So yeah, so it's a couple cocktails I made. This is actually on our cocktail list. It's a Red Arrow. It's going to be a tequila, egg whites, raspberry, and then a blood orange syrup.
Wow.
So with some raspberries to
Eight
top it
makes
off.
a drink.
No, get
Absolutely.
your protein.
And then we also have a martini. In this martini, it's going to be a Baboas, obviously, in the bottom.
How
And then there's also
fun.
going to be a vanilla house-made syrup.
What type of martini is that?
So it's going to be vodka. It's got vodka, and then it's going to have a vanilla syrup along with coconut water.
Oh, wow. My daughter,
So, yes.
Casey would love that.
So yeah, definitely sweet, but very
Yeah,
smooth
she
as
likes
well.
the princess drink. So
Indeed. And then this is actually a spin-off of the old-fashioned, but it's going to be a house-infused foie gras fat bourbon. So we let it sit in there for a couple of months to be able to infuse with the different juices with the fat of the foie gras, and then obviously strained. And then we're going to make this
foie
one a
gras.
smoke.
That could be our new word of the day. What is foie gras?
Duck.
Duck, foie gras. We're going to be in very good mood here shortly.
Absolutely.
Keep adding all this. Really, the greatest personality.
And then this one actually will
goes.
come with a mousse bouche as well.
Oh, wow. Love it. Look at that.
All right, give me my phone over there. We
Here-
got to
to
get
it.
some.
Well, I think we'll get this on film. You got
Okay.
your camera? Okay, I'll let you open it. As soon as he says he's ready. Okay.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
My absolute
Appreciate getting
pleasure.
to learn a
Nice
little bit
meeting
about
you.
the drinks. Nice meeting you as well.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Enjoy
your time.
the rest.
Shane Doeppke, mixologist, and
Look at all this fabulous
oh
stuff.
my goodness! Wow, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and you brought the actual animal.
So yeah, I brought this one for the reason we are working really well with our supplier. This concept behind the club member privacy and having something a little bit unique. Of course, run around the food, the concept. So when we were talking in the beginning, which kind of concept we're gonna bring, I said, let's bring Italian steakhouse. It's always been a kind of thoughts since the beginning. I came in St. Louis because St. Louis is really big. All Midwest is really big in meat. They love meat. There is a lot of meat lovers, and steakhouse has always been popular. But we are in St. Louis. There is huge Italian heritage.
Yes.
I'm Italian, so I say let's
I'm Italian.
fusion these two concepts, American and Italian, and try to bring the best product with elegant presentation, great flavor, and as much as we can the right product. So I started to looking around with different friends, chef, which was the great quality of meat. Finally, I found this product come from Root Family Farm. Here in Missouri is a small farm,
Oh, wow, I love that.
family production, where they started to produce, the same corn, veggie, all this kind of stuff. And then at some point they started to grow also animal, but of course feed the animal with their product so they can control all the chain of the production. And you can see from the meat, for this reason I brought it, the marbling we have
Say
here.
one thing wrong.
The marbling is here is
that's a
incredible. Looks like a kind of Wagyu
Yeah.
beef,
Yeah.
from Japan, but is a local product. So we're talking about Angus, cured and growing in the right way, organic, biodynamic. So I follow really well this kind of product, and the point to present it is because we age. I received the product is 45 days age already after it's been killed, and I keep other between 25 to 60 days in my dry age cooler. So of course we reduce the quantity of water inside in the product, we concentrate the flavor, and for this way there is this kind of oxidation of the product all the way around. Then we refill and we have a beautiful tender product. So sincerely, I'm always believe if you have a great product, you don't need to make other sauces and stuff like this.
That's
Here
right.
I combine with some Bordelaise sauce and some Hollandaise sauce, but the main product is to be the meat. The main ingredients is to be the meat. So I don't like to cover of sauce. I don't like to
Oh,
put
I love that, 'cause
other product.
I don't like that either.
Yeah, because you need to taste the
Right.
product like it is. I remember when I was 19 years old, I started to do this job after the Navy, and I was working with a famous chef in Italy, and anytime we receive a piece of meat, he was asking me, "Seared, don't put anything." I said, "What do you mean? No butter, no oil?" No, zero, because the meat needed to taste and give you the flavor as it, no? And so slowly I started to understand what was his idea. No, he say, "Can you taste the grass? Can you taste this? Can you taste that?"
Wow.
You know, and you started to discover a different world. No, anytime I do here or where I was before, the guys the same look me like I used to look him. You know, they say, "Are you crazy? Why I don't put a little bit of butter, herbs? You know, and give flavor, no garlic?" I say, "No, because you need to understand the flavor of the meat. Then, of course, you can add whatever you like, you know." But anyway, this is
So,
the great
tell us,
concept.
so what is this plate right here?
So Wellington is one of the most popular old dishes. No, we're talking about beef fillet Wellington. Is almost 100 years old.
Wow.
And of course many people likes to go back in this kind of historical plate. Here we brought the lamb Wellington. So same procedure of the beef Wellington. We use lamb from Australia. I really like the product because different than the Scottish or the American one, has a nice sides, but still have this background of a little bit wild flavor. Not too much, so it's not absolutely strong, but has this kind of interesting flavor of lamb. So for this reason, I use Australian. Is wrapped with classic mushroom and herbs base, and then wrapping in puffy pastry. No, here we presented with three-way cauliflower. So we have the green is roasted, the purple is just shaving and cured with olive oil and salt, a couple of asparagus, and in the bottom we have this cauliflower puree from the yellow cauliflower. So heirloom cauliflower in three-way.
Smells intoxicating.
Last but not least, we have
Pasta
this.
like
yes.
a little volcano.
We
I
do,
love
I
it.
do everything in house, so I like to see the production from zero to the real product. You know, that one gave me this passion, this love for this job. So we make the pasta in house, and I basically combine shrimps with the cacio e pepe, the classic recipe from Rome. Really intense flavor of ground pepper, no, a touch of sage, and of course this. I combine with a little bit of shrimp's sauce to give a little bit more the
Beautiful.
shrimp note inside.
Everything is a work of art.
That's what I was going to
It's
say.
gorgeous.
The presentation
Yeah.
is off the charts. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
that
beautiful.
is the full point here. No, our member travel around the world, go to Michelin star restaurant in France, in Italy, in England, here in the United States. So we needed to stay on the par. We needed to try to give them the same feeling, also if they are home. Also, if in the end of the day they don't like too much this fancy stuff, many of them they like more easy stuff, but really tasteful, really good, you know. So for this reason, for me, it's really important the quality of the product as a base, and work with the right ingredients.
Sure, right. And I think that was one of our questions that we had. What's one ingredient you consider sacred and you will never compromise on?
I grew up in Italy. My family from south of Italy. I born and raised in north of Italy. We are really big in use the herbs. No, so if you travel around the world, you can have different influences. But in Italy, wherever you go, you have this smell of rosemary, bay leaf, sage. For me, that are really important.
Yeah.
You know, I season my meat with herb salt. I have some herbs butter in the way the everything remind me my house. Everything remind me this smell, this perfume remind me this one. No? I used to live in Capri Island. I was a chef in a beautiful hotel over there, and it's beautiful. Wherever you walk, there is this bush of rosemary, and you smell the rosemary
I
all
love
over
the smell
place.
of rosemary.
Yeah.
So for this way, for me, that is a product, one of the product for me.
Yeah.
Cannot be
Brings you back
compromised.
So what does it mean? I mean, I know most people, but a Michelin star chef, that's quite a title to have. What dish or what brought you to that level? Is there?
But so again, when I was with this famous chef I was telling you before, you know, you are 19 years old. I was finished the school. I joined to the Navy. My idea was to travel around the world, and you know, at that age. You wanna destroy the world, no? You think you can do whatever you do, any mistake, people forgive you, and you keep going, you know. I was trying to looking for the right direction. No, I was looking for a mentor to give me the right direction, and this guy helped me a lot. But at some point, I had to go with my will. Mm-hmm. No, he just after 3 years with him, he say, "Now it's time you walk with your legs." I say, "Okay, so what I have to do?" So luckily, I had this opportunity to work with Lidia Bastianic in New York City, and there I discovered the no Michelin star, but more the luxury style. This point to work for celebrity people, high level, high speed, in a luxury city, and I opened my mind. So I say that this is what I want to do. No, discovery 3 Michelin star chef, learn from them, started to grow with them, work with them, and at some point become automatic. No, bring you in a kind of a way where you cannot get out. You just need to keep going, because or you give up completely, or just you need to keep going. And that one brought me there. No, so after Lidia Bastianic, I ran the Grand Hotel Quisisana in Capri, where all around me was only celebrity people. And then from there I moved to London, UK, with 4 Seasons, and then the Danieli Hotel in Venice. I had the opportunity to work for the most important people in the world. And then at some point, this one, you need to continue to do it, no? Be creative, understand what you really want to put in the table, no?
Right.
Everything comes by himself. Everything comes by himself. So when 2 years ago I decided to move to St. Moritz in Switzerland, I had this opportunity to run this beautiful hotel in the middle of the mountain, 2,000 meters above the sea, the Kempinski Hotel. I was running 4 different cuisine. You know, we had the Jewish cuisine, we have French cuisine, we have Italian restaurant, and we have also the gourmet restaurant. No easy, because of course I'm a one person, executive chef, run everything, control the cost, control the labor, control the recipe, ingredients, supplier. You need to surround yourself with the right people, no? And I had a sous chef for each kitchen, and of course together they put on the table what was their idea, some adjustment, and say this is the right direction for the Italian restaurant, this is the right direction for the French restaurant, this is the right direction for the gourmet restaurant. At the gourmet restaurant, finally, after 1 year, we received the Michelin star. That was, we knew what was the right direction. We knew was coming, you know.
Right.
Of course, I didn't imagine so quick, but is a great celebration for me, of course, as executive chef, but for all the team, for the hotel, for the energy, the power we put inside in this job. Because sometimes we see the food, we are really good to criticize, but we don't believe or we don't understand what is behind. Timing, labor, hours. We don't count this one.
Yeah.
So for this reason, I believe who wanna start to do this job need just to have a lot of patience, understand the direction, and keep going. Just
keep going.
Straight,
Keep going from Italy, Switzerland to St. Louis. Carbon must be amazing if you're here in St. Louis instead of Switzerland or Italy, right?
It's another reason to come to Carbon.
Exactly, to experience the exquisite food that you prepare here. It's amazing. So we thank you so much for taking time to show us your work of art, and you're going to have to experience it for yourself. It's quite amazing. Thank you for sharing your time with us, Gianna. Gian Colucci, Michelin star chef right here in the elegant, swanky, lovely, sexy, beautiful, incredible experience here at Carbon Membership Club. We appreciate your time so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For sharing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The smell is intoxicating.
Yes, it is.
Stick my face in it. All right, we will we'll be back. Of course, we're going to hear a little bit of Soul Strings, and then, of course, you'll be able to see all of that on In Your City show.
With Pat Liston. So I'm looking forward to that. Tell me this is Pat's book, 13 Notes to Life. Now, when I saw the title, it was intriguing. I'm going to let you tell me what the title means and how it came about.
Well, a good friend of mine, Bill Waterhouse, owned a bar in Dogtown called the Waterhouse. And his dad's name was Marion, just like John Wayne. And he was an old electrician, and he used to come. He's a really good guy, but very pensive guy. You'd think, he's just some old union electrician. The guy ran deep, And he was sitting there one time at the bar, and I sat down, and I said, Mr. Waterhouse, I was actually going to school across the street here at the time. So what's up? He said, I was just sitting here thinking, if you go octave to octave, because he played little keyboards, there's 13 notes in all, if you count both octaves. And from those 13 notes, every song in history has been written, from Bach to the Beatles. And it's all different. And how do people do that? I remember sitting there. First I got really emotional, like I'm doing now. But then I thought, oh yeah, a little music boy going to music college, or went to music college. Yeah, I was already out of music college. I'd never thought of that. How absolutely mind-boggling that is.
That's incredible. I didn't either till I saw it.
Just that stretch of notes, every song, and people are still writing them. So I credited him with that in the book, because his Billy Waterhouse has passed away, and his wife one time got aggravated at me for using that. She said, nobody even know. I said, Marie, you have to read the whole book, And when she read the book in the front, I do give Mr. Waterhouse credit for it, because he was a neat guy.
So she was okay with it.
Yes, she said, I'm sorry, I didn't say that.
What an incredible happy hour, I should say, that we've had here at the Carbon
drinks,
Membership Club.
Guest, incredible venue.
That's been delightful. So we thank you for having us here to be able to host In Your City show. It's such an incredible place. Look at the food, and we're about to dig into it. So thank you for joining us. And what we usually say to end each show, I guess we should say ciao, and with just talking to the chef Gianni Colucci, and but usually cheers to you all.